Hello and welcome to Living Well with Robin Stoloff, empowering you to live a healthier life. Hope and healing. We could all use that right now, especially during this unusual holiday season. And that is the name of a special free crisis counseling program available to all of us in New Jersey. Here with us now is Jaime Angelini, Director of Consumer Services for the Mental Health Association in Atlantic County. Jaime, thanks for joining us.
Sure, thanks for having me.
This is a terrific program. Tell us all about it.
Sure. So the Mental Health Association, as a lot of people know, is a statewide organization that has always provided support, education, advocacy to adults and families in New Jersey who've experienced mental health challenges. But during this time of COVID-19, we have a special program. It's a FEMA SAMHSA grant. It's called a Crisis Counseling Program, and it's designed to really provide emotional support to anyone who's been impacted by COVID-19, which is really all of us. The nice thing about the program is that it's a collaboration. So there's many providers. We're collaborating with the Department of Human Services in New Jersey, the Division of Mental Health and Addiction Services, and the Disaster and Terrorism Branch. So really working together to get the word out for people in New Jersey to receive free emotional support.
You hear the word crisis, but it just means anyone who's struggling.
Yeah, and so it's crisis counseling, and it's really focused on mitigating stress. It's focused on helping people design coping strategies. So it's a very similar program, if you remember, that we had after Superstorm Sandy. So the crisis counseling program is designed for communities and individuals who have gone through something significant, like a disaster. So although this is very different from Superstorm Sandy, the concepts are still the same. We're still working with people in the community to build resiliency and to help people just understand the reaction to this disaster and to know that what they're feeling is okay and that they're not alone.
Yes, and you and I talked about that way back when at Superstorm Sandy, and it was very successful. And I know you were getting a lot of people interested in this. How is the service delivered?
So in Superstorm Sandy, we were able to go door to door and
Sure.
knock and ask people and say,
today.
How are you doing? It's so different now because everything for safety is virtual, but we are doing a really great job of outreaching to people. So we're providing all of our services virtually and telephonically. So anyone in New Jersey can take part in telephone crisis counseling. We have a call line that operates 7 days a week. We also have a text support, so people can text and get emotional support via text. They also could sign up for nice little motivational reminders throughout the day or throughout the week. And then one of the services that has been also very successful are the virtual support groups. So just like a support group in person, we're meeting on Zoom. We're meeting virtually every single day of the week. We have different topics, and people are able to, again, come together by video and connect and know that they're not alone in this.
And we've talked about virtual meetings before, and one of the really positives about it is that it's not an issue with transportation, and people who might feel a little bit nervous or shy going to a meeting in person have a little bit of a incognito or more comfort level because they're doing it out of their own home.
Yeah, we have found people say it's really comfortable. It's nice to be able to join from the comfort of their home. Some people use their video, some choose not to. Transportation, childcare, those things, those barriers are not in the way. So we have a lot of groups for parents, and they're able to come on in the evening. And they've said to us, if this was in person, I don't even think I would be able to get there. So doing it virtually has really, reduced some of the barriers for people to attend and to feel more comfortable.
It's opened up a lot for organizations such as yours, and hopefully even after COVID, we will still have some element of this with your type of group and other groups that offer these services, because we do see that it helps a lot of people overcome the barriers that you just talked about. And who is it actually for? Is it for adults, teens, kids? Who can use the service?
So it's actually designed for everybody, anyone in New Jersey. So, of course, we have some target populations that we're providing services to, such as our healthcare workers and frontline workers, our school nurses, our teachers and educators, but also, our parents, our individuals who speak Spanish only, our teens and our young people to come together and maybe do a craft and talk about their feelings. So every group that we're designing is focusing on how people can decompress a little bit, how they can problem solve around COVID-19, and managing physical and emotional reactions, because this has been so difficult But really, the groups, the telephone, the text, it's designed for so many different people to take part in around New Jersey.
This actually started in April, but it's the second part of the grant, and it is growing. Tell us what you're hearing, what people are saying about it, and how it has become so important in people's lives.
Yeah, so we started this, right after we had a declaration in our state, but we are now in the second part of the grant, which will go for, 9 months. And we are definitely seeing emotions change. So we are seeing now that we're unfortunately in the second wave. People are now kind of stopping and taking some inventory, feelings of grief and loss, and really being able to channel that and discuss that in a group setting has been really important. We have people who are exhausted, like many of us. You and I are feeling it. We've talked about it.
Absolutely.
That the fatigue of this pandemic. So really being vigilant of what our community needs right now. And for us as a program, changing. Needs change. So if people need a different type of a group, we want to do that. We just did a group on Thanksgiving. Mm-hmm. We felt that, people were really going to be in a different space this year, physically, emotionally. So we did a Thanksgiving group. People came together, not only talked about how different Thanksgiving was, but also talked about what they're grateful for and talked about hope and resiliency. And we're going to do groups like that for Christmas and Hanukkah and New Year's. So we want to make sure as we go through the holidays and the winter months that we're providing a lot of support to people as their needs are changing.
I have to admit, and you and I talked about this, it was a very quiet Thanksgiving. It was just me and my 2 kids and you and your 2 kids at your home, and didn't see the big family group. And that was the first time in my entire life that I didn't see my parents. And it did affect me. I felt like, wow, this is just a sad thing. We didn't expect to be at this point when this first started. I thought this was going to be over with by the summer, really. And I think a lot of people thought that. We didn't realize how big this would be. And now it is sort of wearing on us. So we're getting a little bit like, when is this going to be over? And hopefully we'll have that vaccine, which does offer a lot of hope to people. But we are still in it now. And talking to other people that are feeling the same feelings and going through something similar to you really does help. I don't know if people who have never done this before realize that, but it makes a difference.
Yeah, it absolutely does. The power of peer support and being able to just be in that Zoom room with others and say, this is really difficult, this is hard, or to just be able to share coping strategies. We were in a group, we have a group called Decompress and Disconnect for people who work from home, who are, all day long focusing on their work. And really, we share skills about, well, what can we do to separate work and home, because you're home all day? How can you decompress? How can you take some time for yourself each day? So for some people, it's just coming together and being able to say, I'm not on my own here. I'm glad other people are feeling this. But how do we share those strategies? How do we share hope and resiliency? And the whole program is designed around that.
I just heard that many companies are taking a day called Silent Day and just having people stay off Zoom and not connect with each other that way, because it's gotten to be overwhelming. We're looking at a screen all day. And for many of us, myself included, I'm in my home a lot more now, and you just want to get out and be able to do more. But it's a difficult time. So sharing that with other people and expressing how you feel and letting them share their feelings is cathartic. It's really healing and helpful to people. So it's so good to know that this is available. And is it just group, or can it be individual as well?
It could also be individual telephonic counseling. So individuals can have telephone sessions if that's what they choose to do. They can come to the groups. They can take part in the texting, or they can do all of the above. We have, several people who do a little bit of everything, depending on the time they have throughout the week, how they're feeling emotionally, or, what part they choose to really partake in, what's comfortable for them. The other nice thing about the text support is that it doesn't just have to be live back and forth messaging. It can be, but people also can sign up for what we call initiated keywords. So if you text music or mood or hope, when you enroll in text, you'll get some of that back. So you'll get a message about support or motivation. So some people just take part in the text support and do it that way. It's a little bit different for everybody.
I really love that. That is great. It takes very little effort, and it's just a nice way to get a pick-me-up and feel a little bit better if you're having a tough day. Where can people access this? How do they get involved?
The best place is on our website, MHANJ.org, because if you go on there and you click on New Jersey Hope and Healing, you'll find all of the programs, all of the services. You can enroll in the tech support right there, but, also for anyone who is listening, you can just text NJHOPE to 51684 and enroll that way. We also have our call line, and that operates 7 days a week, 8 to 8. And, we want people to make sure they have that, too. It's on the website, but it's 1-866-202-HELP, so it's pretty easy to remember. Our services are in Spanish and English. We also have multilingual services for people who call the call line. So we're really trying to make sure we're inclusive of what everybody needs in New Jersey because we're such a diverse state.
Absolutely. And I will put all of those links in the notes of the show if people miss that. But the easiest way, if you didn't catch any of that, you can just Google or look up Mental Health Association of New Jersey and Atlantic County, and you'll be able to find it. Mental Health Association in Atlantic County, and you'll be able to find that. So it will all be linked to Hope and Healing. That is the name of the program, and it is something we can all certainly use right now, Jamie, right?
Absolutely. We just want people to know they're not alone in this, and if they are struggling or experiencing stress and anxiety due to COVID-19, there's a lot of free services available.
Jaime Angelini with great information. Again, the program Hope and Healing. We appreciate you joining us. Jaime Angelini, Director of Consumer Services for the Mental Health Association in Atlantic County. Wishing you a beautiful, happy, and healthy holiday season, Jaime.
Thank you so much.
And thanks to all of you for joining us today for Living Well with Robin Stoloff, empowering you to live a healthier life. Be sure to subscribe and also check out my website, livingwellwithrobinstoloff.com. We will see you next time. Until then, please stay safe and keep living well.